Greetings to those of you who are watching. My name is Bernard Scott. I'm the head coordinator of a nonprofit organization known as the Mid-South Interfaith Efforts. I'm sure by now most of you have probably seen the videos that I have posted of my monthly interfaith conferences on websites like YouTube, Facebook, or even my website, which is www.midsouthie.com. I'm going to step away from the conferences and make an individual webcast about a subject which I think is kind of important. Who's going to hell? Now, I've heard this among many of the world religions, and they'll debate back and forth saying who's going to hell. A lot of them, not all of them, believe that if you're not in my religion, you're going to hell, but a lot of them do believe that. It's a very popular belief. Christians will even say, well, you must believe that Jesus Christ is your personal Lord and Savior. It doesn't matter how many good works you do or how good of a person you are. If you haven't accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, you're going to hell. And it's not just Christianity. I mean, some Muslims feel the same way. They feel that, if you're of a paganistic belief, you're going to see hell because you have certain criteria. You must at least believe in God and submit yourself to the one true God. So, pretty much, if you ask these world religions, what about atheists? Do you think that they're going to hell? They'll say, oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, you have to at least believe in God. I mean, he might excuse you on certain other things, but if you don't believe in God, there is no way. If you don't have a belief in God at all, you can't go into heaven. That's just impossible. I have a problem with that because most theists, people who believe in God, believe that God is all loving. I mean, that's a powerful statement there. All loving, unconditional love. And just think about this scenario right here. You have a young couple, right? They get married and they find out that they're not really right for each other. So they get a divorce, and the young lady, the wife rather, they have a child together before they get a divorce. And the young lady is telling her child that her father was no good and he didn't do anything for him. And even though the father, throughout the child's lifetime, he's sending the child presents for their birthday and Christmas presents and things of that nature, the mother, because she is so cold-hearted toward the husband, her ex-husband, she's still telling the child, well, your daddy's not doing anything for you and he doesn't even call you or whatever. Child grows up, let's say God forbid, the mother dies and the child has to move in with her father, and the father is confronted by the child, and the child says, well, I don't really like you, daddy, because you've never really done anything for me and I really don't want to stay here, so don't do nothing for me or whatever. But the father explains the situation at the end, and he shows the receipts and everything that he's been sending off every month, and the child was like, oh, okay, so yeah, you did send me presents. Dad, will you forgive me? And the father will say yes. Now, this is from a mere human being. This is not the God of the universe. And I know if I was in that type of scenario, I would forgive my children as well. And I'm definitely not all loving. But you're talking about the creator of the universe. And a lot of times people have these misconceptions about atheists. They say, well, atheists have turned atheists, so they don't believe in God because they don't want to be told what to do. They are just possessed by Satan. They're just, I don't know, all these negative stereotypes about atheists. And a lot of times, atheists have legitimate reasons for not believing in God. They haven't seen legitimate proofs toward the existence of God good enough for them. So the way I see it, if they die and they go before God, since he's an all-loving God, he's an all-knowing God, he sees all, he knows all, and he knows that individual and what should convince him to believe in God. So I don't see him sending them to hell. I mean, he being all-loving God, and he's like, well, I really do love you. You did you did do a lot of good works while you're on earth. You're a pretty good person. You didn't hurt another person. You just didn't believe in me. Now I'm going to show you. Now you see that I exist, and now you see why I did what I did. And after the person's, I don't know, has a little class with God, and God shows him, why he did certain things and why he didn't do certain things. They will learn their lesson and they will see heaven. You guys, we have to stop attacking each other, and because that's what starts wars, you guys. All this, who's going to hell and who's not going to hell, and all this superiority. And when all, case in point, we all don't know. None of us are God. We need to stop it, really, until God gives us the definitive revelation. You know what I'm saying? So, thank you.